I'm glad you could make it back. I've got something on my mind today. Let's talk about it together. So what's on my mind? Getting old. Getting old. That's really what it is today. I just wanted to kind of talk about something a little different because I'm what year is it? All right, that's the first sign of getting old is you forget what year it is. 24. It's an even year. I'm 42 years old, all right? And I really didn't start feeling old until maybe late 30s or so. Although honestly, when I woke up on my 30th birthday, I couldn't hear it all out of my right ear. It totally clogged up. So, that's like a first sign. But my body didn't really feel old until my late 30s. And honestly, I broke my leg. It's been, 6 years ago. And the recovery from that was kind of bad for the first few years. So, feeling slow, definitely taking longer to recover from anything. So, I fall or something happens to me, I have a little wreck, do whatever. And used to be, I'd bounce right back. Like I dislocated a shoulder. It took me 6 weeks to get right back to breakdancing and mountain biking and, racing for the MU cycling team. No big deal. Dislocated a shoulder. It's fine. I do something like that now, and yeah, it's not going to be 6 weeks at all. I mean, after the surgery, they were like, "Oh, you'll be up and at 'em in 2 months," and it took me probably 6 to be able to walk without a cane. I'd have to look back, but it took a really long time. And some of that could have been that they bungled the surgery, but a lot of that I think was that I was just simply older in age. So what kind of stuff have y'all been noticing as you get older? Because I know exactly how old most of y'all are, not only through our website, but YouTube has pretty good analytics, and y'all are all about my age. Our main segment is 35 to 55. That's pretty much us. And we're all men, me and you. We're in the crawling scene, mostly men. Not a surprise. People like to wrench, mostly men like to wrench on things and fiddle with things. So one thing that I've noticed here in the last couple of years is that medium shirts don't seem to fit the same anymore. They're a little tighter down here. They're a little tighter all over. And of course, I have been working out some, but I don't think that's all of it. I have a suspicion that they're selling mediums that are just smaller than they used to be because it's cheaper. That's what I think it is. Because this is a brand new shirt. It shouldn't be this tight. Medium's always been medium on me, but I think I may have to start going to larges. And, of course, my weight is probably a little heavier. I don't use a scale very often, once every, half a year or something. So that could be part of it. But yeah, I did have to go up to 34-inch jeans instead of 32s. When I was a kid, it's all 30s, 30s, like most kids. Not anymore. Yeah, gotta wear those 34s if I want the ability to eat dinner and not do one of these things, unbuttoned at the end of dinner. So that may be part of it as well. So what are y'all noticing though? What really has been getting to you lately where you're like, I think times are changing. It could be the TikToks. Just, I still haven't gotten on it, and that does make me old, of course. I'm sure some of y'all are on it, though. Some of y'all gotta be. But is it any different to be watching YouTube Shorts? Because a lot of those are just recycled TikToks, and I don't like it. It's bad for the brain. And now I'm looking at my kids. I got an 8 and 11-year-old. I'm like, y'all whippersnappers and your new social media sites. It's like it's terrible for your brain. And of course, when I was little, the same thing was being told to me by my parents about how, you're playing video games too much. Of course, I still went outside and played a lot. And the parents were still like, too many video games, too much TV, this and that. You're screwing up your brain, essentially. And I feel the same way about my kids, but it's because of like YouTube Shorts. We don't allow TikTok. But between the shorts and them watching regular YouTube videos, which even like Mr. Beast has gotten what I feel absolutely terrible, it's the lesson in it. There's no lessons. Like they try to work some sort of lesson in there, and I'm shaking my fist at a cloud here at this point, I guess. But Mr. Beast is like, we spent $100,000 helping these people. I was like, what's the lesson? That you blew $100,000 on these less unfortunate people. But you did it for your video, which is going to make you more than $100,000, and then you just do it over and over and over again. It's really just a media machine. It's not, he does better than others, I suppose, on helping people to some degree at least. Like, you know, he gave some African cities, towns, townships, rural areas, they gave them some water, I guess, you know, drilled some wells, since I suppose they couldn't do it themselves, or the governments couldn't do it themselves. I don't know. Now I'm just ranting about Mr. Beast, which again, old man yells at cloud. I guess that'll be the next thing, when my voice starts to sound like this, a little belabored. It's not quite there yet, but it has gone up a half octave since when I was a child, because nobody could understand me, being from Georgia and also having a very deep voice. So I learned to raise my voice a little bit, and then everybody could understand me, at least around Missouri. Down in Georgia, you're talking like this all the time. I'm gonna go down to the store, get me something to eat. Everybody knows what you said. You say that around here? Huh? What? What? They don't know. That's not even getting old, I suppose. Or maybe it is getting old and realizing that I need to be able to be understood. I'm more worried about that, I suppose. In old age, what else do we worry about? You know, I'm worried about financial stability now. That's never really been on my mind. But as I get a little older, you think maybe I do want to retire one day. As a business owner, I have no clue what it would mean to retire. Honestly, no clue. Stop working? Like, I don't want the business to just like fall flat, right? Selling the business, that's honestly kind of weird. I can see in a lot of cases selling a business and retiring like that, but selling a business in this particular industry, you essentially get 3 years of your net profit. And so selling the business for just 3 years, that's not retirement. That's certainly not retirement for anybody, unless I'm, you know, like 85. I'm like, I'm gonna die at 88 probably. But I think by that point in time, you know, at any rate, like, what does retirement look like for a self-employed person? That's tough. And I know most of y'all are probably not self-employed just by the numbers. That's something that I've kind of been struggling with mentally, though, is that we want the financial security as we get older, because, you know, something may happen. We want to spend more time with our kids. When the kids get out of the house, you want to think about what you're going to do with your life next, you know, travel around or start a homestead, which is not retiring by any means, but a lot of us, I believe, have that sort of, you know, it's like a wish, a dream that I'm going to move out into the country and I'm going to have a homestead and I'm going to have sheep and goats and cows, and I'm going to, I don't know, grow corn, which is a terrible thing to try to grow for yourself unless you want to get you know, multiple machines. And then now that's not retirement. Now we're into a whole other business again. Homesteading in general, or farming, is not retirement by itself. Honestly, I would probably just work on my permaculture gardens, because once they're set up and going, you don't really need to work on them very much. Maybe a little bit of taking care of invasives here and there, but once they're going, it's not this huge continuous labor. But at least it'd be fun. I mean, I would be piddling around in the garden every day, like I already do, but it would be something that, hey, I could get a lot of my food. Not that I really need to, but for me, having the food really close to me is becoming more important as I age, not only because of health, but what's in it, honestly. Like, the things that are in the food at stores really concerns me. There's seed oils and everything at this point, especially if you want to go organic or vegan. It's even worse if you go vegan. There's all like canola oil and sunflower oil and all these seed oils, which I don't feel as good. I started cutting them out of my life. I did lose 10 pounds. I didn't adjust my diet at all other than just cutting out seed oils. I lost 10 pounds for a while, ended up gaining it right back for whatever other reasons. Who knows? I don't keep that close a track on stuff, I suppose. But if at least I'm feeding myself mostly from my garden and from local egg producers, local beef producers, local chicken producers, everything that I try to eat is pretty local to me at this point, then at least I know what's going in it, and I can support the people that are around us, and it's more of a circular economy to where I'm making my dollars, I'm giving them to these local farmers, ranchers, whatever they are, and then they would spend them within the local economy as well, which I feel long term is going to be good. Now, maybe that's kind of doom and gloom sort of thing, and maybe that's part of my age getting to me to where I'm thinking about, you know, oh, everything is going bad, because as opposed to when we were children, you know, most of us grew up 80s and 90s, I believe, watching this channel. And thing. It seems like the good old days, but maybe this is something that all old people think about. If you're in your 50s or 60s, was it the good old days when you were back in your teens? Of course, there's less to worry about. Is that just it? Or was times actually better? I don't know. That's hard to say. But I feel like as we get older and the earth gets more complicated and more interconnected, and this super fast media cycle, the media cycle used to be weeks. I remember this. There would be a scandal and they would have it for weeks on TV, maybe months. And now there's a scandal and it's buried in the next news cycle within a few days usually. Like, what's the only thing that's really kept up? Epstein didn't kill himself? Besides that, literally, let's try to name one thing in the news cycle that has actually stuck around for more than maybe a couple of weeks here lately. And most things, it's like 2 days. I can't even think about the last. I mean, we're so inundated by all of this that, again, as I get older, it's more like earmuffs and no social media, and I just want to play in the garden and play with toys and have some fun. YouTube's really not so bad, honestly. You can kind of curate what you see, but all the other websites, they're getting to me, man. They're getting to me. So there we go. That is me talking about getting old, I suppose, and maybe you're feeling the same. Just let me know what's been on your mind lately. What have you been either struggling with or working on? That's, maybe it's not a struggle for you. And it's not so much a struggle for me other than just having that cognizant, it's just like eating away at me that something doesn't seem right. And maybe it's just that old age creeping in to where I'm really concerned about my health. I'm concerned about what I eat, and I'm concerned about what my kids are being exposed to. I've been thinking about pulling them out of public schools, honestly. And that's, again, I don't know, is that an old age thing? Because, these freaking clouds, they're seeding clouds now. They're not even the same clouds as when we were kids. Now they're fake clouds. The water just comes right off of them. Inside joke. Maybe one day I'll have to explain that one. Well, in the meantime, let me know how you're doing as you get old. Maybe you're aging gracefully and you're in your 60s or 70s and you've never felt better. Maybe so. Give me some good news here. As always, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.
Got a couple kids running wild behind me. Little hands holding on, climbing up my knee. Used to be a lean, mean fighting machine. Now my belly's bigger than it used to be. Naps on the couch like it's my full-time job. Can't remember where I put that thingamabob. Hairline's receding like it's on the run. Aging like a fine wine or a day-old bun. Growing up and grow around, laughing loud at every sound. The wrinkles come but the love stays true. Getting older but I'm still here for you. Got a bad knee that won't stop aching. Bought a fancy bed, it's still complaining. Metabolism slow and the pants won't fit. Celebrating life with every little bit. Kids got my old records playing. Say, Dad, this stuff's ancient, what you saying? Easier to gain a pound than lose. But each line on my face, it tells the news. I'm growing up and grow around, laughing loud at every sound. Wrinkles come but the love stays true. Getting older but I'm still here for you. Say, Dad, this stuff's ancient, what you're saying? Easier to gain a pound than lose. But each line on my face, it tells the news. Growing up and growing around, laughing loud hit every sound. Wrinkles come, but the love stays true. Getting older, but I'm still here